As the Delta variant spreads in the U.S., nursing homes are seeing a rising number of infections again. The CDC reports 60% of American nursing homes.
Hello, today I present to you an extremely attractive application for music lovers. It's completely free. You can listen to music online or download unlimited music to use whenever you don't have internet. The powerful search function helps you find anything you want. Trust me. It's hard not to find what you're looking for because the search function is really powerful. Application download link is attached in the description of the video. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. Thanks.
Staffers are vaccinated against the coronavirus. Well, now some people are calling on facilities to mandate inoculations for their employees. So joining me now to talk more about this is President and CEO of the American Healthcare Association, Mark Parkinson. Thank you so much, Mark. I remember early on in the pandemic, the nursing homes were the most vulnerable, and really it was, the staffers, the people who were leaving and coming back that were bringing COVID into the nursing homes. So it was really important for them to be washing their hands and social distancing and masking up. All things you can kind of control while they're working, but not while they're not at work. So let me ask you about kind of some of the issues. So despite witnessing that devastation early on in the pandemic when it came to nursing homes, only about 60% of nursing home staff have been vaccinated. That is shocking to me. Why are people not getting the shot? Is it misinformation? Is it a lack of urgency, access? What's going on?
Well, let me first of all start out with the good news, which is that over 80% of the residents are vaccinated, over 62% of the staff are vaccinated, and the number is increasing. But you're right, we've got to increase the number. As we sit here today, the amount of COVID in nursing homes is still relatively low. We're 95% off the peak, but the number is increasing, and it's increasing because of unvaccinated people in the buildings, but really more important than that, unvaccinated people out in the communities. The reason for the lack of vaccination among some staff is just an incredible amount of misinformation out there. The anti-vaxxers are really good at creating internet sites and misinformations that scare the heck out of people. And it's really, really unfortunate. As we sit down and talk with staffers about their hesitancy, it's all over the board. Some are completely reasons that just make no sense, like, the government's trying to put a chip in me. But the more common reasons, we have a lot of young women that work in our buildings who are either pregnant or would like to be pregnant at some point. A lot of them have really, really been scared by the misinformation. So again, the numbers are increasing. It's a one-on-one discussion with all of these folks to continue to get the numbers up. We've set a goal of 75% staff vaccination. About 25% of facilities have hit it, but we still have a ways to go.
So in a New York Times article, you shared your support of the vaccine, but you said, a lot of nursing home providers are very weary of mandating it across the board. Can you expand on that? Why are they?
Sure. Well, one thing that we're seeing in the last couple of weeks is that more and more providers, more and more nursing homes are starting to mandate the vaccine. The largest not-for-profit in the sector, the Good Samaritan Society, the largest for-profit, Genesis, have both mandated the vaccine. And I think you're going to see other companies do that. 5 or 6 states have now mandated the vaccine. And so that's going to happen more and more. The reason that every company doesn't mandate the vaccine is that we have an enormous worker shortage right now. I know your viewers see it, whether it's in restaurants or facilities or hotels. It's just really hard to find workers right now. And providers are worried that if they mandate the vaccine, they will lose staff. So that's the challenge. And again, I think, as we continue to work on a one-on-one basis with our staff, many of whom have legitimate concerns that we just need to talk through and work through, hopefully we'll be able to increase the numbers. We've seen a spike up in vaccinations over the last couple of weeks as the Delta variant has spread.
Yeah, I think that's a very good approach. Sometimes there's a tendency when people say, I'm afraid that they're going to put a microchip in me and track my movements, sometimes there's a tendency to sort of dismiss that as a legitimate concern. It's not legitimate, but when you dismiss that person outright, you're not getting any closer to convincing them that, the vaccine will protect us all. So you're giving me a little bit of good news, bad news. Like, really, the good news is that the actual nursing home residents, most of them, the overwhelming majority of them, have been protected. They have been inoculated. So I presume that this can only get so bad. But what's your kind of concern about what the worst case scenario could be?
Yeah, I mean, I think worst case scenario is that people out in the general public don't get vaccinated. What the data shows is that nursing homes that are in counties that have low level of vaccinations in the general population have 5 times the number of cases. So we're going to work really hard in our buildings to get more and more people vaccinated. But my plea to your viewers would be, if you're not vaccinated, get vaccinated, not just to protect yourself, but protect people in these buildings. I think another interesting part of our campaign is that what we've learned is that the TV ads don't really work. Celebrity endorsements of the vaccine don't really work. What really works with our staff are just really thoughtful one-on-one conversations. You're absolutely right. You cannot be dismissive of any of the hesitancy. It just turns folks off and reduces the chance that they'll get the vaccine. So we're really in the phase right now where we're having literally thousands of one-on-one discussions every day to get the vaccines right. But my plea to the viewers would just be get vaccinated, not just for yourself, but for older people that are living in these buildings.
That's a great point. Mark Parkinson, thank you so much.